Good evening, everyone. Uh, I'm here today again with Honore Tapoko and Bike for another episode of Career Talk brought to you by IT for All. We're going to be talking about the digital literacy and the cyber security. And the episode of today is going to be moderated by Pierre Amand. So, Pierre Amand, you can take it away.
Hi everybody. Thank you, for your introduction and thank you. Hi, Coach Lipi. Hi, Honore.
Hi, Bike. Hi, Innocent.
Yeah, hello. Then my first question can be we all use cell phones and we are well connected today. In the world we live in today, we are in an era of artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and the rapid development of social media. Can we say that it is more important today to have the basic skills in software matters and technologies matter than it used to be 10 years ago? uh, uh, you know.
To some extent, that question we can answer by a yes and a no at the same time. Uh, why no? Why yes and no at the same time? Uh, you Bike, you Honore, in your house, you use the power to do everything every single day, and I am pretty sure that you know almost nothing about the how to generate the power that you use every day. The same thing goes for the technology, for the IT. So in terms of IT, it's going to be exactly the same thing. It's going to be just like the power. You're not going to go get a knife or a nail and put it into a plug because you know that that is dangerous. So we know how to use the power to power our home, to light our house, to power even our device. Right now, you're connected to the internet. You're using the power. It's the same thing for IT. IT is a tool. We don't need to be all specialists of the tool to use the tools, but we have to follow some basic rules of using the tool. And that is why I'm saying that the answer is at the same time yes and no.
Mhm.
I don't know if that makes a little sense from the perspective you were asking the question from.
Yeah, for sure, sure. I don't know if Honore had something to add here.
Yes, I would say that there's a different level, just like uh, any other technology, any other field. Uh, you can, if you want to get into IT, you want to get into cybersecurity. There's always a different level, and for people who are not familiar with technology already, there's a basic level.
Mhm.
Introduction 101, a lot of things that you get familiarized with. And most of us are already confronting in our daily life uh, some of these key issues, whether it's a scam, whether it's a phishing email, whether it's a phishing, which is a phone call that you receive all the time. We are all confronted with all these daily life issues. So for most people who are not in technology, who are not in IT, it's very easy for them to get into the foot and learn basics. And from there, they can actually escalate to go. And that's why, as IT for All, we provide all this training for people. You always have a different level, and depending of what level or where you want to start based on your current background, we can always have a type of training that fit where you need to start.
Okay, thank you, Honore. Then we know that today we are well connected. Today, as you said, we were using technologies like 10 years ago, but now we do everything with technologies. We do everything online now, like even like for money transfer, money wiring, and all our personal identifiable information now in our cell phones. Sometimes we even have like some private pictures and all range of things we do now online, and we store in our devices now. That makes that even for everybody, everybody lives today, like the normal people. Now they are more exposed to hackers. Hackers used to be things like, we will say, big companies, big organizations, but now today all our information that can even make crumble our lives can be hacked by people. Then Innocent, tell me, what how do you think that, like, the everyday person can protect his own data now to be not to be hacked and has his life crumble? How can he do now?
That's a great question. And I think that's the question that everybody should be asking themselves every day, especially in this area where we're using the technology for everything that we do. And as you rightly said, we have all our information in our phone. So anyone who can control our phone can control our identity. And what do I mean? Some people are going to say, how come? But you will remember that today you can open a bank account without showing up to any physical bank. You can do everything online, meaning that the bank is able to verify your identity without you showing up at the bank for somebody to verify it for you. It means that when you have all those information accessible in your phone, anyone who can get into your phone can get all those information and open a bank account in your name. And that is where it becomes very, very important to think about how to protect that information. And what I can say here is, it's just like your wallet. When you have your physical ID in your wallet, you don't give your wallet to everyone. You keep it in your pocket all the time. And you make sure that you remove it from your pocket only when you are in your house and you know that your house is secure. You have some level of security. You have the physical security of your house. That is when you can remove your wallet from your pocket and put it on the secure table. You don't put it in the table in the living room. You put it in the table in your bedroom where the access is most limited. And the same thing goes for the digital identity. People have to remember that the same way they protect the physical identity, they have to take similar steps for the digital identity. Otherwise, it's going to be stolen, just like if you keep your wallet in front on top of your mailbox. I'm not sure if you're going to find it the next day or the next minute.
Okay, thank you. Honore, something to add?
Can you say it again?
Something to add on what Innocent just said? About that we need, Innocent was saying that we need to protect our digital identity and information the same way we protect, like in the physical world, like your wallet. You are not going to keep it in your living room on your table. Like everybody who come in can just take it. And the same thing, that we have many levels of protection. Maybe it will not be in your living room, your wallet. It will be in your bedroom. Like the same, let's say, approach. You can use it like to protect yourself in the digital world.
Right. So today we have all these information that whether we like it or not. If you talk about your social security number, you talk about your date of birth, you talk about your name, you talk about your address, you talk about where you work, you talk about, there's always opportunity to have some of these data somewhere online, right? So most people are able to make correlation based on, even if I don't have this part of data here, I'm able to search, to Google, I can actually put all these data together to be able to come back to you. So that's very important for people to keep in mind in terms of being. So what I would say is that because we know that, and also there's nothing we can do about it, because all the online service we use, we always have all those data we need to provide. So sometimes it might not come back from you, but it might come from some site that was hacked with your information. And the thing that happened nowadays is that there's a lot of sites that get hacked by third party. You are not the person, you are not the primary target, but because they target that enterprise, they target that supermarket, they target that online site, then they get your information. So your information is always there in some place where people can correlate those information. And so the problem here is that people need to verify that they are using basic security, which is being able what we call multiple factor authentication for the bank account, which is being able, for example, to create more secure, we call that more layer of security, meaning that if you have the password, somebody, if he get a password, can he just get into your account? You have to keep that in mind. Can he just get in, or do you have to validate the second time before the person get in? So wherever you have that opportunity to secure with the multi-factor authentication, is always good to do that. And also a basic thing, we can use small password. When I call small password, meaning simple password, meaning password that is not complex. We always have to use password that is not complex. It can be more than 10 to 12 character. It can be a lowercase, uppercase, special character, numbers. So these are the four things that always have to be in any password that you use, which is being able to use uppercase, lowercase, special character, and numbers. If we do that, and then we set the second factor authentication. And nowadays, most online service, whether it's bank, whether it's social media network, whether it's email, most of this application, even WhatsApp, all these applications that we use every day, you always have the opportunity to set up that type of second factor authentication, which is very important in protection.
Thank you, Honore. Let's get into it. Now today we know that we are all many that, like, for everyday people, they are victims of a lot of scams by using all what we just said, the various range of devices we have now. What can you tell it? They need to be protected from identity theft, money transfer scams of all sorts, scam regarding like tax agencies, like even Facebook, Instagram, and all the stuff. What is a scam? Like, to a general people, how can you define a scam? Then we will get into each of them.
Oh yeah, that is a great question. I think we have a slide. Let's see if we can have access to our slides and get a cleaner definition of the scam. So this is what Sister has to say. The U.S. government has to say about the scam. What is a scam? Basically, it says that a scam is any means someone uses to get you to part with your money. So there is you and your money, and it's not always easy to spot a con. The con is just the same thing as a scam, the scam artist. So, but scammers know how to get around our better judgment. They play on our emotions or promise big payoff to get us to act. Scammers also poses as people, agencies, or company you know and trust. They can occur over the phone, over the mail, over the internet, in person, and you may not be able to spot the scam artist until it is too late. And I think we have to connect this to the identity, because when, for example, how is someone going to try to contact you by phone? He has to get your phone number from somewhere.
Correct.
Exactly. And that is where the protection of your information comes into play. Not just your own information, but also the information that you have. Because I was saying that our wallet, we keep it very secure. But nowadays, our phone also contains our address book. So if someone stole my address book, he's going to have Honore's phone number. And now he can call Honore and play like he was me, and try to get Honore to do something that he will only do if he was me, for example. And that is how the scam works. Basically,
Okay.
I mean, that is the basic step. We can look into
What are the many different of scams that exist? If you can walk us through that, and maybe we'll get into how we can protect ourselves from it later. Yeah.
Yes, before we get there, I think this slide that we have here is also very important. So the signs of a scam, that's still from the US government. The first thing is that they want you to wire money, for example, or they want you to pay money again to collect some winnings. They claim to be a government agency. Important. So here I'm kind of highlighting some words. Money, important, and they want you to act like right now, urgent. So you have like 3 keys in the scams. Money, urgent, and important. You can tie the urgent and the important together. And these are the categorization of scams that we usually have. The charity, someone is going to play like a charity, an organization that you like, and you would like to contribute to their cause. You have what they call the pigeon drop scam. You have another one that is, here is sad to say it's an African thing, but it's they're calling it Nigerian scam. But that is a scam that is common from people located in Nigeria who try to get money easily. The phishing scam, the work at home scam, the lottery contest scam, the overpayment scam, the credit scam, the pyramid and multi-level marketing. That is a scam that people do not always scam, do not always spot. And I think Honore can talk a lot more about the pyramid. And we also have this one that is the grandparent scam. And it's very easy. It's an example. Let's go through that example. How does that go? It's just like I was saying, like if someone stole my phone or my address book and get Honore's phone number, he can call Honore and plays like he was me. That is what they call him the grandparent. The grandparent is just like someone is going to call a grandpa or a grandma somewhere and play like, oh, this is your grandson or this is your granddaughter. I am stuck here in a foreign country. I am at the hospital and I need to pay bills. And then he's going to switch very quick, like trying to give the phone to the doctor because he pretends to be sick. And hey, the doctor is going to explain it to you. And the doctor here is the scam master. He's just going to say, oh, yes, your grandson is here. He's sick. And then you need to pay the money for us to treat him so that he can come back to you. The granddad and or the grandma is going to get scared and then send the money. That's how it works. As simple as that. But you're going to see that there are tricks in there. They don't let the son or the daughter talk very much. Or if someone is pretending to be me, it's not going to talk to Honore very much. It's going to say a few words and then say, no, I'm in a very bad shape. And then this friend is going to tell you all about the situation.
Yeah. Okay. That's that's a very good example of a scam. Then, as you said, Honore, something to add on that, on the scams, and before Honore, can walk us through the many different or do we have like a material then we can share with our viewers or something like that?
Oh yes, I think we do have we have a great video. Having sources that are very reliable is always very important. So we're going to share one of those sources still from the federal government of the United States, and you're going to see what the government is saying about scams, for example.
At the Federal Trade Commission, we see a lot of different scams, but all scammers want to get your money as quickly as possible in a way that makes it hard to trace them and hard for you to get your money back. I'm going to tell you about some of the common ways scammers want you to pay. Once you know them, you'll know how to spot a scam, and you'll know to be careful if someone asks you to pay that way. First, there's wiring money. Somebody might call you, maybe about a prize you won, a loved one in trouble, or because you supposedly owe taxes or some kind of fee. The story sounds real and maybe even alarming. The person on the phone rushes you to Western Union or MoneyGram to send the money. But wiring money is like sending cash. You'll almost never get it back, and scammers know that. Another favorite of scammers are gift cards or cash reload cards. Here's how it works. Those same people call, and again, there's a prize, a family emergency, or some fee they want you to pay. They tell you to go to the store and put money on a gift card, like an iTunes card, or a cash reload card, like MoneyPack, Vanilla Reload, or Reload It. Sometimes they'll even stay on the phone with you while you go to the store. Once your money's loaded onto the card, they'll ask for the card's registration numbers. That lets them get the money right away, and you're left with nothing. So now you know, if anyone ever says you have to wire money or pay them with a gift card or cash reload card, that's a scam. No matter who they say they are or how urgent it seems, stop, get off the phone, talk to someone, and then tell us at ftc.gov/complaint.
That was a really good material. Honore, you had something to add?
Yes, sir, if you go back to the different type of scam, there was one of the very interesting type of scam here that everyone who listened to us probably saw that in the last 48 hours. Is the pigeon drop scam. What is that scam type? It's a scam that you will receive some type of promise to give money to receive more money. And I think that we always saw that online, right? We saw that with the crypto business, the Liep Limal of the world, give more money to receive more money. We see that with you see all these people on Facebook advertising. They just discovered this business where everybody will get rich. But in order to get rich, you need to give this. So all these are clear sign of scam, which is nobody give money to become more rich to some type of random entity, because if somebody is online trying to sell a service to you, that same person can actually go do that service for himself and get more money. So there's no reason for that person to come back to you to say, give me this money for this service because I just discovered this business. If you discover the business, then go do the business. So all these type of things in terms of putting money to become more rich are always sign of scam. So I think that, and also something that you have is that you receive a lot of phone call for your computer, or you receive sudden help that you didn't expect to receive a phone call. You receive a phone call to click on some link that you was not expecting the phone call to you didn't request a service. You don't recognize the service. Even if you recognize the service, you should be able to say that you will call back, right? You will call back and then verify that is this some service that I know and stuff like that. But most of the time, you need to initiate your call to the right service. Anytime that you receive a call, even from your work, from everybody, you have to make sure that you are not giving up any information, because these are a scam,
Good. Then let's go back to how we can protect ourselves. Thank you, Honore. How can we protect ourselves, like for the everybody, everyday body, like with the WhatsApp scam, all this, and the other one you just talked about, and the Persian one. How do we protect our data, and how do we protect ourselves against being the victim of those scams?
That is a great question. So before getting to the answer, let explain one more time to people. I'm going to go back to that grandparent scam and then take the WhatsApp variant that we have out there nowadays. What's happening is that I think a lot of people are falling victim to this one lately. You're going to receive a WhatsApp message from a relative or a well-known friend. That's the importance of the thing. We need you to send money urgently. We need to send money urgently to family abroad. They are facing some technical difficulties so that they cannot send the money by themselves. So they want you to send that money, and then they will refund you the next day or in the next 3, 4, 5 hours when they resolve their technical difficulty. And they need you to send the money as soon as possible. Very urgent, your money, very urgent and very important. What's going on? What happens, for example, with the WhatsApp variant of the grandparent scam nowadays is that, WhatsApp is very simple. You only need a phone number to install WhatsApp and start conversing as you are the owner of that phone number. It's as simple as that. So if somebody have some level of access to your phone number, they can set up a WhatsApp account in your name. Even if you already have a WhatsApp account, what they do is that they're going to start installing WhatsApp. WhatsApp will ask their phone number. They give you a phone number. WhatsApp will send you a code. And then somehow they will try to pressure you. It's still a scam to get the code. And then when they get that code, they can impersonate you everywhere. They can go to your friend to try to steal money this way. They will call your friend and say, oh yeah, I am this, I'm having this difficulty. Can you do this for me? And the minute you send the money is gone and they disappear. You will never see them again. So they getting into WhatsApp groups. When they get into a WhatsApp group, they get the phone number, the contact of a list of people, 100, 200, 300, 400. And they are very patient. They're going to try to contact these 400 people. At the end of the day, they're going to get only 1 or 2 person. If they get 1 or 2 person to send $500, that's $1,000 that they're going to give, that they're going to get for free. And as Bag, you asked about the solution. I think it's important to mention the problem first and to tell people that, hey,
yeah, for sure.
This is a problem that you can solve very easily. Honoré mentioned the 2-factor authentication. And right now, I want everyone who is listening to us to just jump on their WhatsApp and set up the 2-step verification. That makes it a little more difficult for someone to hack your WhatsApp account and getting access to your friend or getting into groups that you are part of. WhatsApp has set up that security measure that is free. Get on your phone, get on your WhatsApp app, and set up that 2-step verification. You will just have to set up a passcode. That is an additional code that from time to time, WhatsApp will ask you to enter that code. If somebody is trying to do something fishy with your account, WhatsApp will first ask them to type that code. And always remember, a code that you set up with a software like WhatsApp is a code between you and WhatsApp. No one else. No one should ask you for that code, not even somebody working at WhatsApp. When WhatsApp need that code, they're going to you're going to use the WhatsApp, the app, the application to enter that code. You don't give it to anyone. And if by any chance you're doing business with some people who are telling you that they might call you and ask you for the password, I think it's time to change people with whom you do business. As simple as that. And as I said, jump on your WhatsApp, set up the 2-step verification before it's too late, because people are looking at this message, just saying, I will do it later. And the next day, their friend is calling them and say, what's going on? Are you really sick? Because they got hacked and people are trying to steal money in their name.
Okay, Honoré, can you also say that, like the fear, you say they play with emotions, many kind of emotions, like the fear when they will call you as if they were a government agency from taxes collection, they will say you owe taxes. They can do that with IRS and CRA here in Canada. Then you are kind of afraid of it. Then what the reflex, the first one you should have is that if an agency will call me, they will call me with the proper channel even if it's the agency, I can still say, okay, please let me call you back. Then you will go on the internet and you find like the right phone number of that agency you call them. Is that one of like a kind of behavior you have to?
Yeah, what we'll say is that let's put this simple, right? No agency, federal agency, no legitimate agency will ever call you for anything that have to relate to the tax, to the money, to anything. That will be a letter that will never be a phone call. So let me put it that way. So no agency can call you with a tax-related information or a money-related information. So that's already something we have to keep in mind. Now, when it comes to other type of phone call, I will say this: your bank, anything, your bank can call you, but because it's a bank, you know the number of your bank, so you have to say, okay, I call back, right? If it's a legit bank issue, then you can verify, is that the right number? And then you call back that number, which is the number that you have. So most of the time, your first reflex should be to not give up to any information, to not entertain anything, because even sometimes if you say yes or no, there might be that they already started process, because like I said before, you have your information out there already. So maybe all I want you to say on the phone is a yes or a no, right? So you should not be able to respond to only to this question online. So what else for the scam? And like I said, also when it comes to, so there's always a sign of scam, what we call a sign of crime, right? The sign of crime is that you gotta get free money. So there's no free money. There's no free put money to get more money. There's no free there's no free service to get more, and also there's urgency to get things, right? So you have to always sense those things. What is the there's something very urgent. There's something where you will get a free money. There's something where you need to pay money very quick. So all these things are sign of crime always. So if you do that, you have to also when it comes to, like, even in your workplace, right? Even in our workplace, we see this all the time. People are trained to never that, because when it comes to
phishing,
let's say password, for example, in your workplace, no IT person, no help desk, nobody from your work can even call you for information about your username or your password. But everyday people give their username and their password just like that from a phone call. Because if a legitimate person from your work is calling you, they will not need to call you to get access. If it's a legit IT service from your work, they don't need to call you to get access to anything. So nobody can call you on the phone to say, I need to have access to this, because that cannot be legit. So you always have to keep that in mind. Now, one of the things very important, again, in the workplace, even in your personal email, because almost 60% of the thing out there come from email. For example, when you, even at work or in your personal life, you receive email every day. So you receive this email with links. You need to check at the links. Where is the links going? For example, when you receive an email, you need always to check where is the sources, right? If you say that's a government office, that's a government office, you need to check, is that coming from Pierre Armand Bikele at statedepartment.com? There's no statedepartment.com, right? All the government service has a .gov email, right? There's no statedepartment.com. So the only place to check the email address, the source of information, where is that coming from? Even if you see that is a legit, but when you put a mouse on that, you can see what is the actual exact address. And when you do that, you will see it's a scam. Again, in the email itself, you will see a link. Click here to reply. When you click, you see you can reply, and you see when you put a mouse on that link, you're able to see what is the link, where is the link going, and you will see that it's not going nowhere. Sometimes going to a remote server that somebody set up in his basement. And how do you recognize that? You recognize by looking at what is the actual, when you point the mouse on it, you can see at the bottom left of your screen where is the link going. And when you see that, you will see maybe going to some Google form. And Google form, anybody can set up that Google form as in his own server to be able to capture all your
All the
information.
information, yeah.
Now you enter all this information in the Google form, and you think that this information is going to some government service when that information is going to the scammer. So you have to pay attention when you receive an email, for example. You have to pay attention to the source. You have to pay attention to the link. You have to pay attention to the form that you are filling, where you have to look at the address bar. What is the address bar? Because if you are clicking to go to your bank and you see in the address bar, instead of bankofamerica.com, you see bankofamerican.ru.be, you have to make sure that, is that where I am going? Is that the right source? Is that the right link? These are three things you always have to check.
Yeah, thank you for this, Honore, this extensive and comprehensive answer you just gave to us. Then, let's wrap this up. Then, what can you say about, then, from everything you have explained to us today, you and Honore, we see that as everybody need like to have kind of basics in these things, like we are surrounded by all these devices, we are surrounded by all these technologies, but then we need, even if we are not in that area up to now, but maybe from now out on, what we can say is that everybody needs like kind of a basic general knowledge about how to protect himself, his personal data, his personal informations, and his life. We can even say that his life, everybody's life. What are the tips, the tricks, and can you convey us to some courses and lessons where we can call people to come and follow and listen and listen what you have to preach as a teacher, if I may. We can't hear you. So.
Thank you, Baik. That is a great question. And what I can say is that at IT for All, that is what we do. So we train not only the expert to be expert in what they do, especially in cybersecurity, but we also train the general public for the awareness. And what I can do here is to invite people who are listening to us to keep following our Facebook channel, our YouTube channel, because we have more to come in terms of this talk where we're going to be giving tips every day, but we also organizing trainings, boot camps, and on-demand training that we give to our customer, the people who follow us. So for today, we're not going to go into the detail with that, but on our website, on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, people will find all the information. And since today we were talking about scam, I think we have to keep in mind something. If something is important, it's urgent, it's about your money, those are three ingredients of the scam. You have to pause, because any urgency, any emergency, you should know it beforehand. There is no emergency that should surprise you. And if an emergency surprises you, it means that it's for the police or it's for the hospital. Any emergency that is coming to get your money is not an emergency unless you knew about it before. And if something seems too good to be true, it probably is, just like we're saying here. And as you were asking for tips, I think that we can go to some other sources like the federal government of the US to get, for example, computer security tips that will be very helpful for everyone. And I think we can close on that and leave people who are following us today with those tips. Let's try to get a video. Yeah.
Okay, I have John one last question. You talk about like the type of trainings we can have. Do we have like free training session where we can start getting into what we like really listen, but for free for people like to get used to what we do, and some like trainings that are paid with the boot camps. Just like in 1 minute, you can talk about all these type of trainings we have.
That is a great question too. I think Honore can talk a little more about that. Honore, can you take a minute to say something about it?
I think in the coming days, we will be doing free training. Free. When I say free, it's free. $0 payment. We will do free training for in what we call digital literacy. We will do free training in cybersecurity, and then we will do some boot camp. Those are paid boot camp, but that's to prepare people for certification. That's a little bit more high level training that we will do for people who want to get their foot into technology, who want to get their foot into cybersecurity. So we will do some free training, but we will also do some training where people will be able to get more. And also, let's tell that to the people who are listening to us. There's a lot of work. People see how everything is getting digitalized, how cybersecurity is big. There's a lot of opportunity, a lot of employment. So people who want to get not the type of scam training that is out there, people who want to get real training can come to us, and they can have a good training.
Last question, 30 seconds, Honore. Will we have, with people who are our viewers, who are listening to us, will have flyers and maybe a calendar of trainings or something? Where can they go?
We will post a calendar of training so they can know when do we have free training, when do we have the boot camp, if they want to participate with some for boot camp, for some high level certification to get opportunity also to become a partner and expert in technology.
Okay, then up to you, Innocent, to wrap it up with a video.
Yes, I think we can end by saying thank you to those who are listening to this video at any time, and we're going to leave them with another series of tips for computer security from the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission of the United States. So let's get that on and say thank you to our listeners.
Every day, you hear about scammers, hackers, and thieves trying to use the internet to steal your money and your financial information. The fact is, you, me, we can foil many of their attempts. Every day, we do things to make it tough for bad guys to break into our homes and our cars. We can make it tougher for them to break into our computers, too. Here are some ways to foil a hacker and protect your financial information. Install security software on your computer. Well-known companies offer plenty of free options. Set the software to update automatically, so it can deal with any new security threats. While you're at it, set your operating system and web browser to update automatically too. If you're not sure how, use the help function and search for automatic updates. If you get a phone call, an email, a text, or a pop-up that says your computer has a virus or malware, don't buy the story or the security software they're selling. It could be a trick to get you to buy software that's worthless or even harmful. Treat your financial information like cash. It's a hot commodity. If someone asks for your financial information, say your social security, credit card, or bank account number, ask why they need it and how they're going to protect it. If you think you found a good deal online, but you aren't familiar with the company, dig a little deeper. A quick internet search with the name of the company and the word review or complaint can reveal a lot. Always look for a physical address and phone number too. That way you know who to contact if there's a problem. Don't provide your personal or financial information unless the website you're on is secure. If the URL doesn't start with HTTPS, don't enter your financial information. That S stands for secure. It means the information you're sending is encrypted and protected. Make your passwords count. They should be at least 10 characters and a mix of numbers, letters, and special characters. Don't use your name, birth date, or common words. Don't use the same password for several accounts, as tempting as that may be. If it's stolen, hackers can use it to access your other accounts. Keep your passwords in a secure place, and don't share them with anyone. Back up your computer files. For example, copy important files to an external hard drive on a regular basis. That way, if there's a problem with your computer, you won't lose everything. Life is online, whether you live it using a smartphone, a tablet, a laptop, or a desktop. It's a good time to make computer security a habit. Find out more at onguardonline.gov, the federal government site to help you be safe, secure, and responsible online.